Yo, I just put out a new song, Milk Carton. I've had a few people ask me about the lyrics about that song. I was looking to break some of these down in this video. If you haven't heard the song, I'm gonna put a link to it in the bio. It's on all streaming platforms, so I don't expect you have any excuses to not go listen to it. So, I'm gonna start with a little bit of background about the song. Some people have been a little confused. Some people think I got a boyfriend. Some people think I'm in love. This is not what's going on. Let me explain this a little bit. So, on the cover art, if you look closely, there's the milk carton, of course. There's a little tiny picture on there. That's a photo of my friend Josh. We've been friends now for about 8 years. You know, he's the homie, he's the boy. Anyways, that's just the goofiest picture I could find of him. I tried to embarrass him. It didn't really work. So anyways, I made this song originally for his birthday. I've been meaning to make a song for him since I started making music. It's just, I haven't got around to it. This has come out, life happens, you know, all that stuff. Josh was in this relationship with a woman who shall not be named. He was in this relationship for 4 years. Basically during that, he went into ultra simp mode. We never saw him. He would ignore us. He wouldn't hang out with us anymore. It was a big sad for all the boys, and just, we could tell he was changing in a negative way, but if you listen closely to the song, there's some things that indicate that that is no longer the case. He got out of that. I got my boy Josh back. This isn't supposed to be bashing on his ex-girlfriend, by the way. It's just got lots of emotions attached to that. You know how it goes. But anyways, got my boy back. So let's get into it. Starting with the chorus, the lyrics are, back of the milk carton, should have saw your face, disappeared, got caught up in a hormone race. So, essentially what this means is the boy was caught up in chasing pussy, but I just had to put a little fun spin on it, okay? I came up with the lyrics actually while I was working at my factory job in town, because I would just keep a little notebook in there and I would just write stuff down. And I was just been thinking about this whole situation, and I was like just trying to think of a fun little way to portray that idea of ultra simp mode, got caught up. So like as it goes, when you're all a youngin', you're pumping full of hormones and you're chasing somebody, you're chasing something, you know, you're just trying to get that, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of convey that he was too busy chasing this girl, trying to, like, you know, do what the hormones are telling you to do, you know, procreate, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's the race he was in, that's what he was chasing. He was chasing that thing that like subconsciously we all kind of face, for the most of us. I know there's some exceptions. So yeah, like with the milk carton thing, like back in the 80s and 90s, and maybe before or after that a little bit, like they'd have the milk cartons. I'll flash a little picture on screen here. So like when kids would go missing, they'd put these on the milk cartons to try to like have people get basically exposure for these kids, and because they were missing. So I was like, huh, that's just like an interesting little analogy / little metaphor I could make for my friend Josh here, who disappeared because he was busy simping. So then, yeah, I just thought it was kind of a neat idea, and it would make for some cool cover art. All right, get into the verse now. So the lyrics are W-I-A, W-I-D. I'm wondering why you don't respond to me. Wondering where you were, I know you were with her. Put me on back burner, oh well, it's all a blur. So like W-I-A and the W-I-D, it's just like, you know, like, where you been? What are you doing? Like, I would always text him, trying to get him to hang out with me, and I literally could not. It just felt like I lost my boy. Like, gone. Just like my best friend. I was like, what's going on here? Like, I'm sure plenty of you have experienced this kind of thing, you know. Somebody close to you gets involved in a relationship, disappears. Some of those lyrics are pretty self-explanatory, but like the put me on back burner thing, it's just like when I am no longer one of the most important things in your life, when I have been for so long. It's just like very hurtful. And then getting to the next lyric, like, oh well, it's all blur, cause like they broke up, and now it's just like, you know, the back of my head, it doesn't really affect me anymore or whatsoever, at least currently, until he finds another girlfriend. So getting into the second part of verse 1, it's gave her everything and it wasn't enough. Guess you couldn't recognize genuine love. And then it goes, call the man a simp, put the pussy above all the ones who loved you since day one. So a lot of that's pretty self-explanatory, but just going into the story a little bit, like Joshua, my man here, he would give this girl everything, dude. Like, he kept the receipts. He told us he spent $10,000 on her over 4 years, and now it's just all gone. Like, down the drain, your money's toast. And like, he gave her the perfect, ideal boyfriend, and it like wasn't enough for her. So it was just a big shame for that, honestly. It was just kind of the like, guess she couldn't recognize genuine love thing was, this is the ideal kind of love for you guys, or what a lot of people would call kind of classic boyfriend girlfriend thing, or whatever, or any kind of relationship you're in. Still, like, it's not that it wasn't enough, it's that you couldn't recognize what you had, what this man Josh was giving to. And then call the man a simp. For those who don't know what simp means, there might be some older people on here like, all right, let's just keep it 100. A simp is basically who is a person, usually the term is more associated with guys, who like put the woman on a pedestal, will do anything for them, will ditch the boys, will cancel plans. They will do anything to essentially hang out with the woman or chase those hormones, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, and then it's just like you're ignoring all the people who loved you, like since the day one, all the boys, his family, all the close people. Like, we're all trying to tell him and show him all these things he couldn't see and couldn't recognize. And then it goes back to the chorus, and then we're gonna get into verse 2. So verse 2, there's like a little breakdown part which just says home, come home. It's just all like reverbed out, washed out. That honestly just sounded cool to me. But like with the come home part, it was like we all wanted him to basically come back to us. It's like also kind of goes in with the missing part of him like being on the back of the milk carton. We wanted to come back to us. It seems like he's been gone for so long, for all these years. Like, please, where you at? And then we get into the second part of verse 2. Take off the blinders, you'll see you're in hell. Almost got binded, almost said farewell. What I meant with that was, so like Josh, right? He had these blinders on. He like was kind of knocking away, like not being open to seeing what was actually going on in this relationship, just giving so much, all these red flags that were popping up. Like, it's just like if you only took off these blinders, like took off the black sunglasses or whatever you want to call them, like you would see that you're in hell, like you're suffering so much just for somebody who won't put that kind of effort back into you. And that's just the case with so many relationships. Like if you're putting so much in and not getting anything out from the other person, like ask yourself, is it really worth it? And it's gonna be hard while you're in there, your hormones are pumping, you're going, you know, you're in love or whatever. It's hard to really see that. Almost got binded, almost said farewell. So I always told Josh, if you marry this woman, this is kind of mean of me, I don't care. If you marry her, I'm gone. I disown you, we're not friends. So it's like, they would talk about marriage and stuff, and like, if I was just saying, like, if you get binded to this woman, I'm out. Adios, peace, farewell. And like, it also was like, if you get married, like, you're probably gonna be gone. But it was more of like if you get binded with her, like, I'm gone. I'm saying farewell to this. Like, I tried everything I could. Like, you couldn't see and you couldn't listen to me to see what we see as the boys would see. Then it goes back into the chorus. Then we get into the little bridgey part, the little tiny little bridge. And then with the bridge, it's red flag, red flag, red flag going down, white flag, white flag, white flag going up. So with that, kind of just showing like red flags, like in a relationship or anything, you know, what the meaning red flag means. If you don't know what it is, Google it. You're seeing these red flags, but in your brain, you're like knocking them down. You're putting these red flags down, you're ignoring these problems. And that's just such the case for so many people, as well as Josh in this relationship he was in. And with the white flag part, like, it's like you're knocking down your red flags to throw up your white flag and surrender, basically. And that's pretty much what it was with him. Like, all these problems, he was like, whatever, it's no, just give it some time. But anyways, so it's like the red flags are going down, the white flag of surrender is going up because he's ignoring all these problems. And with the case of so many people, you just continue to surrender your life to this person. Your symbology, it's just, that's all you got. And then it goes back to the chorus, which is the main theme. Hormones, racing, missing, milk cartons, all that stuff. So yeah, but it's all good now. My boy Josh is back. I'll flash a picture of him just to embarrass him. But anyways, thank you for listening to this little lyric breakdown, and I hope you're doing well.